Hello and welcome to this episode of the Mixtape Podcast. This is where we take a deep dive into the inspirations and influences of my guest as I ask them to select 6 tracks for their imaginary mixtape. Track 1 is an attention grabber. Track 2 is a song they sing in the car or the shower. Track 3 is a cover version. For track 4, I'll ask them to pick a song they wish they could have played to their 18-year-old selves. Track 5 is a song they would use to woo someone. Track 6 is a track that my guest feels doesn't get the attention or recognition that it deserves. If you'd like to support the creation of this podcast, it's patreon.com/mixtape podcast, or you can check out the link in the description below. You can join for free or subscribe for as little as $2 a month. There's lots of other Patreon-only content on there, including the opportunity to ask guests a question and to have a personalised mixtape playlist curated by yours truly. There's lots of other ways you can support me, a like or a follow on social media. Again, there's links in the description for that. Or if you are listening on Spotify, you can smash the follow icon or you can rate the podcast. All of these little things go a long way towards growing the platform, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this mixtape for KCR 102.5 FM and the mixtapepodcast.com. Joining me today, it's James from the Murder Capital. How are you, mate?
Yeah, man, good. Yeah, how are you?
Very well, thanks. Very well, thanks. Appreciate you making the time, mate. I know you've got some shows coming up and you're probably super busy rehearsing. Blindness is your new album out on February the 21st, right?
Yeah, man.
Give us, I know we've had, I think, The Fall and one other single already out. Give us a bit of a flavour, though, of the themes, the sound, overall feel of the new album, mate.
Yeah, man. We set out to make this record. We wanted to like needle drop into the feeling of these tunes really and just get right in to the substance of them. I don't know, in my mind, it's a rock record. It's themes of obsession and deceit and themes of looking at things like patriotism, distorted kind of patriotism that we have today. And also looking at the world through a sense of Irishness as well, through our sense of home.
I want to talk to you more about the artwork. I love the artwork for the album. Was that like a commission, or was that once someone in the band did that? How did that come about?
No, it's an artist that we worked with on the whole campaign and called Victor H. Yeah, Victor H is a Swedish guy, amazing artist. And yeah, he did the artwork for the singles Can't Pretend to Know, Words Lost Meaning, The Fall, and did the album artwork as well. And I think took inspiration from some of the lyrics for each of those.
Mm-hmm. And the new album is obviously on your own label, the same as your first two, Human Season Records. Was setting up your own label something that, like, as a band, you were really passionate about doing before? Because you've never released anything anywhere else, right? You did that before you even put out your first single. So was that something that was really you were keen to do before you put any records out?
Yeah, it's just the way it worked out for us. We met a lot of labels before we released our first record. But yeah, we just with the management we were with at the time, it just felt right to self-release it. We still had, distribution. We still use Warner 88 as our distributor. So there's an element of control that we have over our output, our creative and everything like that. It's all down to us. Yeah, it's been a meaningful way to release music so far for us.
Yeah, sure. That was going to be my follow-up question. What are the sort of upsides for you as a band of having the stuff on your own label? Is that sort of more the control?
Yeah, I think so, man. Honestly, yeah, there's never been no one's ever had a say on like any of the campaigns itself, like how we roll out records, like what we want to do, how we want to say, how we want to be perceived. It's all true to us. Yeah, there's nothing. And who knows? Maybe we'll sign a record deal someday.
Yeah.
But it won't be really worth it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to ask you for a number, but I was going to say to you, if a major sort of came calling, would that be something that you'd be open to as a band? But you answered that one already there, yeah.
I don't know about the majors, who knows? But yeah, I've heard some, even to this day, they can be pretty oppressive.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the model that I see working quite well, I'm not sure are you familiar with an artist called Ren, R-E-N? He does everything himself. He's word of mouth, social media. And he does the same as you, puts everything out himself on his own label. and it's been massively successful for him. He's word of mouth on social media, and yeah, that's basically where his fan base comes from. Yeah, I love that. I love that model. I think it's definitely the way to go forward. I saw as well, James, you got some lovely signed splatter vinyl and bundles and stuff like that. Even cassettes, the album's coming out, which for the physical format collector nerd like myself, love to see that. Love to see that. It is themurdercapital.com for all the merch if anyone's interested. Are you a big vinyl collector, James? I know it's a big resurgence lately. Is that physical format something you're into, or are you more of a Spotify streamer guy?
No, yeah, I've got a decent collection. Probably been collecting that since, I don't know, for about 10, 15 years probably. Yeah, my dad would have been a big vinyl guy as well, so we did a lot of that together as a kid. Yeah, I think the first vinyl I ever got was Led Zeppelin 1, maybe.
That's not a bad way to start it off, mate. Lovely. Mine was Shaking Stevens. Can't claim anything anywhere near that. So, yeah, that's a good one. Led Zeppelin 1, that's a cracking one. Okay, so you're coming to Australia, James, to support the album, playing some shows from April the 3rd. You're hitting Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and as most bands do, saving the best till last, you're playing the Rosemountain Hotel in Perth. It's same as the merch, themurdercapital.com for all the ticket info and links and stuff like that. This your first time to Australia, James?
Very first time, Mark, yeah. Buzzing for it. Really, yeah, seriously buzzing for it, man.
What are your plans? I know you've got a little bit of time off between the Sydney and Perth shows. You going to get out and do a bit of sightseeing, or is it a smash and grab, straight in, straight out trip?
No, definitely honesty as much as possible, man. Yeah, probably sleep as little as possible and get out there.
We've got some really good shows coming up like this. I'm going to see Fontaine's DC in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. They're coming to Perth as well. So, yeah, really buzzing for that. We get a bit of a rough trot in Perth because of where we are. Bands come to Australia and they sometimes skip the Perth leg of the show because we're so far away from everyone else. Yeah, that can be a bit frustrating. So it's always good to see bands hitting Perth on the tour. Yeah, really looking forward to your show, mate. The Rosemountain's a great venue as well. I've seen some really good bands there over the years. It's a cracking setup there. All right, let's talk about your mixtape track choices then, James. So my show is called The Mixtape, and so when I get people on like yourself, I ask them to make up an imaginary mixtape or playlist, as probably people know it better as now, but my sort of generation is The Mixtape. And I get you to pick 6 tracks for it, mate. So track 1 of your mixtape is, if you were going to put on the track 1 like a sort of attention grabber that's going to make me want to listen to the rest of your tape, draw me in and grab my attention with your first track, what track would you pick for that, mate?
Interesting. Yeah, attention grabber, probably Christian Brothers, Elliott Smith, Heat Miser. Yeah, I reckon
nice.
That's one that like always grabs me, and I usually end up playing it about 15 times in a row.
I love that. I love that when you get a song like that and you just can't. Yeah, it gives you that buzz and you just can't stop listening. Yeah, I do that all the time. I get stuff stuck on repeat all the time. Great choice to kick it off, mate. That is an absolutely fantastic one. And track 2, James, is what is a song that you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower, mate? What do you like to belt out?
Oh man, do I like to belt out? That's a good one. Probably, let me think. Probably some Velvet Underground, maybe. I'll Be Your Mirror, actually, is one that I do like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go on. Good choice. You a big Lou Reed fan?
Pretty big, man. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, in many ways, probably my number one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Cause there's quite a few artists that I've done mixtape interviews, and there's certain artists that if people mention, that's it, we're chatting for 15 minutes because I just can't stop talking about them. I remember I had Danny from the Coronas and he picked a national track and we were talking about the national for about 20 minutes. Completely went like off where we were meant to be. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, track 3, James, is what's your favourite cover version, mate?
Oh, yeah. Maybe Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah.
You've done it. Straight away, when I said just now, if someone mentions a certain artist, we go off for about 20 minutes. Jeff Buckley is one of them, mate. Yeah, for sure. He's my number one of all time, mate. Yeah. Grace will never be capped for me. I don't think anyone will ever put out a better album than that. Yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, that's a cracker. And that one's been picked quite a few times. Quite a lot of people pick that in that category. Yeah. I saw there's a documentary been put out recently, I think by his mum. I'm still waiting for the movie of his life. There was one that came out a while back that was just leading up to him playing the Tim Buckley tribute, but it wasn't like an official Estate of Jeff Buckley movie. There was none of his music in it or anything, but yeah, I'm gagging for the movie, but that doco would be quite good, I think. I've got every vinyl record, every CD. Yeah, I'm still chasing Grace on cassette. It's quite hard to come by, but yeah, one day. But yeah, great choice, mate. Fantastic choice. All right, I'm going to stop myself there, otherwise we'll be all night and I won't. Okay, track 4, James, is what is a song that you wish you could play to your 18-year-old self?
What I needed, when I was 18. It's an interesting question. Like, I would really like to hear maybe this tune called Undertaker by M. Ward.
I know M. Ward. I'm not familiar with that track, though.
Yeah. Just a beautiful song. There's something full about the spirit of that tune. So I think for any 18-year-old and for myself, I'd pass that tune over.
I saw him do, what was it, on Jules Holland, Fuel for Fire. I think I saw him do that on Jules Holland back in the day, and that grabbed me straight away. That absolutely fantastic track. Yeah, really brilliant version as well. All right, track 5, James, is if you were making up a mixtape for the romantic interest, you're trying to let someone know that you're keen on them, what would be a track you would use for that, mate?
Lou Reed, Perfect Day.
Nice one. Yeah, no messing, straight in there. Yeah. Interested to get your take on who was it? What was it now? It was some charity or other fundraiser where everybody did it. Was it a COVID thing? If I remember now. There was loads of people singing it. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, man. Honestly, I must have my head buried in the sand at that point.
Probably for the best, because it got an absolute panning at the time. It was just a load of celebrities all on Zoom singing Lou Reed's Perfect Day. And I think, it came out for some sort of charity or something. And yeah, it was appalling. I'm not going to lie. All right, okay. Probably a good job you did miss it. And final track of your mixtape, James, is what's a track that you feel is maybe underappreciated? It doesn't get the sort of recognition that it deserves, mate.
There's a lot of things running through my head here, Mark. I'm trying to...
That's a tough one. Most people take the most time to think about that because there's so much stuff that's, as a music fan, you wish was like bigger and...
Yeah, God. It's funny because, I don't know, like sometimes I wonder, do you want those things to get recognition? Because then you lose that sense of it's mine. Yeah. Maybe this album, there's an album called Death Metal by Panchico, and the title track, it has a greater than symbol in between every letter. But Panchico, Panchiko. It's like an amazing record. Title track Death Metal is just really interesting, really cool. In a way, it has popped off, but not in a... It was like, I think released in 2000. I don't think it liked much around that time, but it's having some sort of, their careers having some sort of resurgence. I think they got picked up by TikTok or something like that. But amazing record. Yeah. Beautiful record.
So what I do, Jane, is on the radio show, I'll be dropping the tracks in between as we're chatting. If anyone's listening on the podcast or the YouTube channel, there'll be a link in the description down below to the Murder Capital website. And there will also be a link in the form of a Spotify playlist to all James's tracks. So if you want to drop out and listen to the tracks we're talking about as we go through, then you can do that. What I've also got, James, as well, is I've got six Spotify playlists where I put all the track 1s on playlist, all the track 2s, all the track 3s. So I've got 6 playlists and they're growing and growing. The Spotify playlist for track 6 is easy my favourite one to listen to. Like, it's an absolute cracker. There's so much good, unheard of sort of stuff out there. Just to round out the chat, James, future plans, what you got coming up after these shows? I know you've got some UK and Europe shows as well. What you got planned for middle, back end of 2025, mate?
Yeah, big festival season. I'm hopefully we'll get back over to your side of the world to do some festivals as well at the end of the year, beginning of next. And other than that, man, we're working on album 4 at the moment, so we'll probably try and record soon.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right. James, thanks so much for coming on the show, mate. As I mentioned, it is themurdercapital.com for albums, bundles, and all the information on the upcoming Australia and New Zealand tour dates. Safe travels down under, mate, and I'll see you when you get here.
Appreciate it, bud. Much love.
Cheers, James. Thanks, mate. See you later.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mixtape Podcast. All the links that you will need are in the description below. Link to my Patreon, my guest website and social media, my social media, and the link to the Mixtape Tracks playlist as chosen by today's guest. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.